Tell Me About It is brought to you by Don Franklin Auto of Glasgow, Extreme Health Club, and Lockshield Partners Accounting Services.
Hi, this is James Brown here on Tell Me About It, Glasgow EPB Channel 6, the local channel. You can also find the show on the Glasgow EPB YouTube channel and on 104thescore.com and on kysports.tv. Trevent Hayes can't be with us this week. His other jobs, of course, have called him out. We will have an interview with Nina McMurtrey coming up in our second segment. She's a former Glasgow golfer, won her conference tournament for Center College Division III conference tournament there and finished fourth in the nation in Division III. But first, let's talk a little bit about some baseball and softball. The Barron County Trojans, we didn't have a show last week. The Barron County Trojans won the 15th district tournament and stunned Warren East, to be honest, in the championship game. They won the first round game 2-0 over Glasgow, which also brought an end to Sam Royce's coaching career at Glasgow High School. After 39 seasons, he's retiring from coaching baseball. Then they opened the 4th Region Baseball Tournament on Monday at home. This year, as they did last year, the first round of the baseball regional tournament was played at the home sites of each of the district winners. So the Trojans got to host Clinton County. They won that game 4-0. Got an outstanding pitching performance from Joey Myers in that game. Then they came back on Tuesday over at Western Kentucky University's Nick Dennis Field and played South Warren in the semifinals. They led that game 2-0. They led it 2-1 after I believe it was 5 innings, and then South Warren rallied in the bottom of the 6th to take a 3-2 lead and ended up winning the game 3-2. For Coach Derek Alfonso and his players, their record was sub 500, but they played a tough schedule all year. When he was on here with us, we talked about that. You can go back and find that show and listen to Coach Alfonso talk about the season up to that point. And the ambitions about playing a tough schedule. And it paid off, and he told his players after the game that's why they played a tough schedule, was to win the close games and compete against the teams that are considered to be the top teams in the region. One of the things that did come out of them beating Warren East in the district final was Warren East had to go on the road and play at Russell County, where they lost. I think the final was 8-7. No, maybe it's 7-6. Either way, so they got knocked out, and the championship is between Bowling Green and South Warren. On the softball side, the Barron County Trojanettes won the 15th district tournament. They beat Allen County Scottsville 3-1 in the final. They had beaten Glasgow 8-0 in the first round. Allen County Scottsville stunned Warren East by, I think they scored 5 runs maybe in the extra innings in order to come back from a deficit and eliminate Warren East from the district tournament. Barron County then went on and played Russellville in the first round of the regional tournament at WKU's softball complex, and they won that game 2-0. They've had a great run. I believe that would make them 29-2 with the regional tournament still left to be finished up at the time of this recording. And so great season there for the Trojanettes. Katie Murphy was the softball player, 4th Region AD's softball player of the year. She and Chloe Witcher were on the 4th Region coaches first team, and Katie Elmore and Riley Reed were on the second team. So, it's been a great run. They kind of had it's been kind of a shocking run, I guess. I don't think the expectation was that they would have this good of a record at this point in the season. Replaced 5 seniors, including the pitcher and the catcher, a big bulk of the batting lineup. So, they've exceeded expectations, and Coach Murphy has mentioned that more than once. He also, when they won the district title, got his 300th career win, 118 when he was at Cumberland County, I think, and the 182, now 183 at Barron County. So, it's it's been a good spring for them. And then, when we come back in this third section of the show, we're going to talk a little bit about the track regionals. We had some outstanding performances. And we should have some competitors who will go to state and be able to do well there. But yeah, we'll cover that when we get to that last segment there. One last thing on the spring sports. Because of the way the schedule is these days, they moved back the front of the schedule so that now they are playing mid-March. That's when the season's starting. So traditionally, we would have the first round of the regions at WKU on Memorial Day, but that's not how that's going to work out this year. And I'll be honest, I kind of missed that. That was always a good day. You'd have 4 softball games, 4 baseball games going on simultaneously at the 2 fields. You could walk across the road and the parking lot and get to the games and go back and forth, get yourself a suntan or burn, depending. And so, that it was kind of an event day. And I don't know if this is an anomaly this year, or if it's going to work out that in the future, maybe they're going to try to get back to that Memorial Day schedule. There was a discussion at the baseball regional meeting about going back to having all of the baseball regional games at WKU. I'm guessing that's something they'll discuss in the off season, and maybe we will get that again next year. All right, this is James Brown. Tell me about it. Glasgow EPB Channel 6, local channel. We'll be right back.
At Don Franklin, we're more than a group of car dealerships. We're hardworking, everyday people of Kentucky. We strive daily to give 110% to our customers, our employees, and our families. We are committed to providing everyone with a safe and reliable vehicle, and we continue our tradition of supporting our local communities. At all 24 dealerships across Kentucky, we will treat you like family. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, we are Kentucky.
Extreme Fitness has doubled in size, now with over 8,000 square feet of co-ed weights and an upgraded 90-degree saline therapy pool. The Extreme Fitness campus also holds the exclusive Extreme Fitness for Women complex and Extreme Blend smoothie bar. You have to experience the variety of classes to realize the impact they have on their clients. Personal training is with the best in the business and is available and tailored to fit individuals. So start your journey today at Extreme Fitness and Health Club.
Lockshield Partners Accounting Services provides professional and trusted expertise to our clients. Our team offers individual, business, and nonprofit tax preparation services, as well as payroll, bookkeeping, and consulting year-round. Call or visit our office today so our team can work for you while you and your loved ones focus on what really matters, because together we plan.
We are here on Tell Me About It, Glasgow EPB Channel 6 local channel. We also put this on the 104thescore.com and kysports.tv. Trevent Hayes is unable to be with us this week. His other jobs have occupied his time. And I apologize for missing the show last week. Graduations, tournaments, and all that jazz got in the way. But, here today we have Nina McMurtrey with us. Some of you may recognize her. She Glasgow High School graduate last year, golfer, former basketball player. But this was her first year at college, at Center College. And I'll just start off. You played in the conference tournament and pretty much just rolled right through that thing. I mean, what was going on there? Because I think you broke both the school record in the conference tournament and the tournament record in your 3-day total. Mm-hmm. So what was going on for you?
It was just a really awesome week. I don't really know how to describe it other than things just were clicking for me. I kind of struggled at the beginning of the spring season. Yeah. And trying to find my swing, trying to find a groove. And I finally just seemed to hit it at the right time. So lucky me. But everything just felt good going into conference. I felt pretty calm. I went in with the idea of gonna do what I'm gonna do. It's kind of up in the air, but we're gonna go get it as best as I can, and it just all seemed to work out, which I'm very grateful for.
So after day one, I think you shot a 70 on the day one, and after day one, do you stop in that moment and think to yourself, well, this is going pretty well, or do you try to not think about it at all?
It was definitely a thought. I mean, I had a double the first day. I mean, it was kind of like not a super awesome thing, and then I hit the back nine, and I just did so well on the back nine. I was, well, that's always cool to do well on the back nine. And of course, it was something that night, and of course, I had enough homework to keep my mind off of like, oh my gosh, I'm leading the tournament. But it was something that definitely crossed my mind, and I think that you could kind of see that in my second day scores, where I shot 74, so I shot +2. So after the second day, I was back to even, and I was still leading. But of course, I was like, I got a real chance at this. Like, I need to go out there and get it done tomorrow.
And did you shoot, was it 72 on that last day? Is that what?
71.
71. So you went up one under on the second day?
One under.
On the third day?
On the third day, yes.
So when that day starts, I mean, because you guys, where did you guys play this conference tournament?
It was at Greystone. It's right outside of Nashville in Dixon, Tennessee.
Okay. And by the time you get to the third day, I guess, there's nothing, the course now. I mean, pretty much everything you need to know about the course is there. So what are you trying to think about, or do the weather conditions, does that affect you on that third day?
It rained pretty hard on the third day, and it was very windy. But honestly, that's something that we used to our advantage, because I don't think we had a sunny, not windy day in Danville all semester. And a lot of the girls coming from like the South haven't been playing in weather like that this whole season. And I said that to my teammates before we teed off on the third day. I was like, we're ready for this. We've been playing in this all season. I said the other girls, unfortunately for them, haven't had to deal with this, but our coach made us go out there when it was raining, when it was windy. We still had to go out there and qualify and practice. And I was like, we got this. This is not something we're not used to. So I think that, honestly, that the bad weather actually played to our advantage in some way.
Well, I guess this was Center's third consecutive conference title, is that right?
I think 2 or 3.
Okay. So, also mentioning the spring and the weather you played in, this whole spring was basically not nice for outdoor sports. So you guys, you mentioned that. I mean, it had to be just a challenge the whole spring to play in the matches you had to play in.
It was. It definitely was. But like I said, our coach has never been one to see that the weather was not going to be nice. I think if it was under 34 degrees, she let us not. I think that was where she drew the line. When it was 34 degrees or below, that's when we got to practice in the indoor. But I mean, she was like, you're going to have to play in the elements. They're not going to cancel tournaments for it. So you need to be able to practice in it, which is fair. And I appreciate it, because it really did set us up for success when we actually did have to play in tournament conditions like that.
Yeah. So then winning the tournament, of course, qualified you for the Division III national tournament, and you played in that, was it a week and a half ago now?
Yes. Yes.
And did you finish fourth?
Fourth.
So tell me a little bit about how that national tournament works in terms of like once you're there, where that was played and that kind of thing.
So it was played at Mission Inn in Howey in the Hills, Florida, which I thought was hilarious. But
did you see Howie in the Hills?
He was not in the Hills. The legend has it, but I did not see him. And it was, the course was coined before I got there. I heard it was called Mission Impossible, not Mission Inn. But so that was comforting going into it. But we got at nationals, it's 4 days of consecutive play plus a practice round to begin it. So we played that course 5 days in a row.
Wow.
And it was also raining there the whole time. So that is fun. But it was a very difficult course, and we played it about 250 yards longer than we normally play. So I think we played it at about 50 yards, I think. So it is a little bit longer than the courses that we play during the normal season. But like I said, in the summer and stuff, I play longer distances, and our coach had us back up our yardages in Danville. So we were playing longer distances to prepare us for that. But once again, I think that just rolling off that steam from conference, and I just felt good about my swing, and I felt like, I've shown myself I can do it. It's just time to get down here and execute. I'm playing with the nation's best golfers in D3, so of course it was a little intimidating, but I think I just kept telling myself, and my parents both kept reminding me, like, you deserve to be here, obviously. So it's like, you just need to do what you can do.
Yeah, and your dad mentioned there was a hole that you ran into. Tell me a little bit about this hole.
So number 6, they put the pin in quite a nasty place, and we had heard about it before. We were in the afternoon wave, so the morning wave had already played through it, and when we got to number 6, it was on a slope like that. And so you'd putt to the hole and it'd come back at your feet.
Yes.
You'd be standing 15 feet away and you'd putt it to the hole. And if you didn't make it, it was coming back to your feet.
Oh my gosh.
And it took, I think my group, at one point, all 5 of our players were on that one hole. It took an hour and 15 minutes for us to play through that hole. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And I managed to 3-putt, which on an illegal pin I didn't think was too bad. So I made a bogey and I'm getting out of here. I heard legends of girls making 7s and 8s and things, and I just made a 5 and I was ready to get out of there, but they did have to end up canceling the round after it because they came through and they watered the green after we played it, so it was slower for the groups behind us. And because they were trying to keep up the pace of play, but the coaches didn't like that very much. So they did cancel that whole round and just make it into a 3-day.
That kind of reminds me, I don't know if it's hole 9 or 18, or I think it's 9 or 18 at the Bowling Green Country Club in the state tournament, whenever they got it cut real short. And that's the one, if you can hit it over going one way and hit it over coming back, and it'll roll all the way out in the fairway.
I think number 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 9's scary, especially when they have those greens cut really short.
Yeah.
Not fun.
So what was the biggest transition coming from playing in high school to starting in the fall in college?
I think it was more of a shock, honestly, trying to juggle school and golf at the same time, because both moving into college were increased time demands and just needed more attention for both of them. And so I think that was a major shock. And it was like, you were traveling a lot. We have 5 tournaments in the fall, 5 tournaments in the spring. And so we're traveling almost constantly. And at the same time, I'm making up tests on the road. I'm making up quizzes. I'm still doing homework. Every minute that I'm awake, we're in the van and I've got 3 textbooks out on my lap and I'm still doing homework. And so I think that was the biggest challenge this season for me.
What are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in math now, and I'm hoping to do engineering afterwards.
I don't remember. What did you say you were interested in?
I started in econ finance, and I quickly realized that was not for me, which is fine. I mean, I think that's what your freshman year is for, figuring out what you're really interested in. And econ finance was not my groove, but I'm glad I realized that now.
Did you just find it boring?
No, it was just... Yeah.
I
hate to call something boring, but I don't know. And some people love it, and people hate math. I mean, people despise math. So it's like, it's just whatever works for you. And econ finance just did not work for me. But I love math, so I love math.
Well, that's good. You can go that direction. When we were talking before we came on, and you said that fall was a little bit of a struggle for you in that sense. But in the way the spring was even tougher, just because of the classes were tougher. So in terms of like the golf season and the semester itself at college, how do those match up in terms of, when your classes get started, when the season gets started kind of thing?
So I think that we have a class in January that's 3 weeks long called center term, and I'm completely off for center term. So that's like really the only time of the school year that we have completely off. And so after center term ends, we start our second semester. And that's pretty much when golf starts. We start lifting and we start conditioning and things pretty much as soon as that second semester starts. And then as soon as the weather gets above 34 degrees, we're out on the golf course. Yeah. So we kind of hit the ground running as soon as that second semester takes off.
So what does the semester end about the same time as that conference tournament's going on? Or does it end when you're at the national tournament?
It ends as soon as I put out at the national tournament.
Really?
So I think, I can't remember what day it was that I finished. We finished on Friday, and we flew home Friday night, and I had a final at 8:30 a.m. on Monday.
Oh my gosh!
So I had 2 finals that Monday, 2 finals that Tuesday. So it was like every second at nationals that I wasn't on the golf course, they had a study room set up for us. I was in the study room. I was on Zoom calls with my teachers. I was trying to FaceTime my friends back at Danville for study groups. Like, I mean, it was a grind for sure. But everything, I think. Fingers crossed. I haven't got my grades back yet, but fingers crossed. I think they went well.
So let's talk a bit about your time, like in high school and that kind of stuff, because you mentioned that you were a basketball player through your sophomore year, kind of a sharpshooter kind of player. And I don't know if early on were you like, I'm going to be a golfer or I'm going to be a basketball player?
I think early on, especially like beginning of my high school years, I definitely wanted to stick with basketball. And it was something that I really loved. I loved the girls on the team. I loved the coaches. I just really loved it. I think that team environment was something that to this day even benefits me in golf, you know? Like knowing how to play with a team, knowing how to communicate with my teammates, with coaches and everything. I think it taught me some of the most valuable life lessons that I've learned to this day. And I love basketball. I still love to watch basketball. I go to a lot of the center basketball games. I really do enjoy it. But as I was thinking more about college and things, I was thinking golf might be the more realistic thing for me since I never ventured inside the three-point line. Not many colleges were looking for someone who just didn't do anything other than that. But I really, and especially when I got a little bit more serious about golf and I got even more close to the 6 girls that I grew up with, I just realized that as much as I loved basketball, I did love golf more. And especially when COVID hit and everything, the basketball rules changed and the travel was different, but I knew that golf was pretty much going to stay the same because it's such an individual sport. It's outdoors and stuff. I think that's when I really decided that I was going to just stick with golf and really put all my time and energy into that and see where that took me in the long run.
Well, I think it was maybe in that summer between your sophomore and junior years where your game kind of took off as you traveled around on the circuits, summer circuits. And I guess that just, you're more focused on that at that point in time.
Right.
As you get ready this summer, what kind of tours, what kind of things will you be playing on?
I'm in an interesting position because I'm right between, I just left the junior golf. So I'm 19 now, so I'm not eligible for junior golf. So I'm technically an amateur now. And so I will play in a lot of amateur tournaments. They have like the Kentucky Women's Amateur Stroke Play, the Kentucky Women's Amateur Match Play, and then the Kentucky Open. So, and then there's one called the Marion Miley in Lexington. So I don't have as many tournaments on my schedule this summer, but the tournaments are like of a bigger scale. They're more like competitive, better competition, just more people playing. And so even though I'm not playing as many tournaments, I am excited to play those better tournaments. So I'll be playing, I think I have about 4 or 5 on my schedule right now, but they're pretty well spaced out. So like in between I can work on a lot of things and I can just make sure that I'm ready for those. But I am really excited about them. So I can't wait for those to start.
What are, real quick before we get out of here, what are some things in your game that you feel like you've got to improve on?
I think my short game, I know that that's like like everyone says that, but like honestly, short game is where you shave strokes, especially from like, for me, I think like 120 yards in. If I can start to wedge it just a little bit closer to the hole and make a few more putts, because I don't tend to have like a consistent issue with my driver or like getting it off the tee into play. But short game, if I could just really tighten that up, I think that my game would get continue to improve over the next couple of years.
What kind of scores do you want to shoot come next year at center?
Consistently, I would love to stay around par. I mean, you know, there's going to be days where you just shoot 3 or 4 over and you're like, I don't know. But I would love to see more rounds below par next season because, you know, I can do it. I just got to get out there and do it.
Right.
So hopefully I'll see more of those rounds and have a higher ranking going into nationals and conference and everything. So that's my main goal for next season, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you will do well, Nina.
Thank you.
You've done well so far.
Thank you.
All right, I'm James Brown. I've been here with Nina McMurtrey talking a little golf. She's a golfer at Center College, Glasgow High School graduate. This is Tell Me About It on Glasgow EPB Channel 6, the local channel. We'll be right back.
At Don Franklin, we're more than a group of car dealerships. We're hardworking, everyday people of Kentucky. We strive daily to give 110% to our customers, our employees, and our families. We are committed to providing everyone with a safe and reliable vehicle, and we continue our tradition of supporting our local communities. At all 24 dealerships across Kentucky, we will treat you like family. Don Franklin Family of Dealerships, we are Kentucky.
Extreme Fitness has doubled in size, now with over 8,000 square feet of co-ed weights and an upgraded 90-degree saline therapy pool. The Extreme Fitness campus also holds the exclusive Extreme Fitness for Women complex and Extreme Blend smoothie bar. You have to experience the variety of classes to realize the impact they have on their clients. Personal training is with the best in the business and is available and tailored to fit individuals. So start your journey today at Extreme Fitness and Health Club.
Lockshield Partners Accounting Services provides professional and trusted expertise to our clients. Our team offers individual, business, and nonprofit tax preparation services, as well as payroll, bookkeeping, and consulting year-round. Call or visit our office today so our team can work for you while you and your loved ones focus on what really matters, because together we plan.
Welcome back to Tell Me About It. This is James Brown, Glasgow EPB Channel 6 local channel. You can catch the show on the EPB YouTube channel, 104thescore.com, and kysports.tv. Trevent Hayes was unable to be with us today. His other jobs are eating up his time. Before we get out of here, let's talk a little bit about the regional track meets. Tuesday was a busy day in the area because we had the regional baseball tournament, regional softball tournament. We had the Region 2 Class 3A track meet, which is what Barron runs in at Meade County. And then we had the Region 2 Class 2A track meet that Glasgow runs in at Bardstown. So we'll start off with Caroline Murphy. She went into the regional meet. I think she was rated number 1 entry-wise in the high jump, the 100 hurdles, and the 300 hurdles. And if you saw her interview with us a few weeks ago, she was talking about this year, after winning the high jump state last year, this year she was focused more on winning the hurdles. That was really her first love in track. And so she went out to the regional meet. She won the 300 hurdles. She won the 100 hurdles. I believe she has the number 1 rated time across the state, all regions, in both of those events at this point in time. So she accomplished what she wanted to there. She finished second in the high jump. I think the girl from Warren East that has been pretty competitive with her this year managed to edge her out. She cleared 5.2 in the high jump, I believe it was. And maybe the winner had 5.4. So yeah, good day for her. The 4x100 relay team she was on with Cynthia Austin, and I think it's Keely Poland, and I apologize, but I cannot remember who else runs it. They may have finished 4th, so we'll see about their state qualifying possibility coming up. That might be all of the state qualifiers for Glasgow. I believe that's all the regional winners. Now, for Barron County, Chesney McPherson won the 1,600 meters and the 3,200 meters at the region. And kind of a surprise maybe, since this is his first year doing this, but Aiden Miller won the discus at the region. Coach Catherine Beals had said, he had solid enough distances that he would be competitive in it. But yeah, I think he threw 133, I think is what it was in the discus. So, kind of a pop-up winner there. Taylor Ogles, who was defending state champion in Class 3A high jump, he finished second to Devin Seeley in the region, but of course, this is the way it went last year. He and Seeley are both seniors this year. They're in the same grade. So last year, Seeley beat Ogles in the regional high jump, and Taylor came back and won the state and beat Seeley there. So, it's kind of the same setup as last year. It's going to be a lot of fun. The state meets, the Glasgow state meet will be June 2nd. I believe that's the Friday in Lexington. And Barron County's state meet will be June 3rd. I believe that's the Saturday in Lexington. So we certainly have between Taylor Ogles, Caroline Murphy, and Chesney McPherson, 3 competitors in events who will have a shot at winning gold at the state meet. And, we'll see, obviously, Aiden Miller's an all-around outstanding athlete, so we shall see if he has a shot at winning maybe discus at the state meet. But yeah, good luck to all of them, and congratulations to them. we will have more results and info on 104thescore.com about the state meet. So if you're looking for info there and from results from the regionals, go check that out. All right, this is James Brown. Tell me about it. Glasgow EPB Channel 6, the local channel, 104thescore.com, kysports.tv. See you again next week.